Hey guys, Chaos ASMR here. Hope this video finds you doing well. This is a 2024 Jeep Gladiator. In fact, it is my Jeep Gladiator, which I've nicknamed Gladys. Today, I thought, why not make a video out of it? There's a lot of cool quirks and features to this vehicle, and hopefully we can get some good sounds out of it as well. So join me, let's check out Gladys. So I don't think I have to point out to anyone that it just looks sick. I mean, it's a pretty polarizing vehicle. You know, a lot of the Jeep guys will say, if you're gonna get a Jeep, get a Jeep. If you want a truck, get a truck. Why do the hybrid? But in my short experience with it, it's just been the ultimate utilitarian mixed with luxury. And this wasp is bothering me. If I get stung, I'm finished. Sorry about that, I'm back. If I get stung, you know, this video will be over. So yeah, very utilitarian, but it's super, super comfortable, spacious. It's got a really big back seat. And yeah, let's just get right into it, and I'll show you some of my favorite features that I've discovered in the ownership of this vehicle. And at the end of this tour, I'll have a little heart-to-heart with you, just explaining what's going on and why I decided to go for a new vehicle and such like that. I like to be open and honest about every aspect of my life on this channel, and, you know, happy to bring you guys along the journey. So let's do a little walk around. So as you can see, it is the 4-door Jeep with a truck bed. Now this is completely stock. There are no modifications, lift kits, anything like that. Really love these fenders, how they just flare out. Really gives it a cool, as I said, utilitarian kind of look to it. Here's the front end, of course. And the first thing that I'm going to call the first Easter egg is look at the shape of the grille. How it's got those two lights. And all the, you know, airflow. Well, look at these headlights. The headlight itself takes on the shape of the entire front end of the vehicle on both sides. So that's kind of fun that I noticed, that I thought was a pretty cool feature. Of course, we've got tow hooks on the front on both sides. One there and one there. And overall, yeah, I just think it looks pretty mean. I think it's got 11 or 12 inches of ground clearance. Another little Easter egg that I think is pretty fun is we'll have to come around to this side. Can you see that there? That little Jeep going up the angle? We've of course got some sandals here. Now, again, what I am saying is so great about this vehicle is that, you know, it does it all, right? You can take it off-roading. It's really comfortable for city driving. It is one of two of the only available standard or manual transmission trucks that are still being produced in 2024. Take the roof off with ease, take the doors off with ease, ride with your family, lots of carrying space. It's okay on gas, I wouldn't say it's fantastic. Here, let's take a little look at the interior. As you can see, kind of that rugged look because the entire roof comes off. Sliding back window if you like. And lots of little things that are attention to detail. Like, watch this. The windows are relatively small, right? So if you're up there trying to look in your rear view, your headrests fold down to give you a much better view. So that's pretty cool. Let me move this camera gear out of the way here. And the seats lift up with ease. I've just got some cleaner booster cables, some little tools in there. Now it might be difficult for you to see, but there's a fair amount of storage back here. And what you can do is, because the roof and doors come off, if you want to lock away some of your belongings, you can simply put them back there, close up this seat, and using just your key, you can actually lock this seat into place. So that's not going anywhere. So that's kind of a cool little feature there. It's not the biggest box in the world, but for my purposes, it is more than satisfactory. So let's hop in and we'll take a look at the interior in the front. And so we're going to switch over to the GoPro here just to give you a much wider field of view. So let's hop in. So, to me, anyways, this just has an ultra premium feel to it. Let me put my mic just up here. Super comfortable, soft, plush steering wheel, which is heated. So in the cold Alberta winters, that'll definitely be nice. Let me see if I can. So I really like the way the gauge cluster looks. Just overall really smooth, really clean. Here's your turn signal. Here you've got your voice commands, answer call, decline call, and you can navigate through this menu via these buttons here. Here's your adaptive cruise control. Now, I had never even heard of adaptive cruise control before, and I found it really interesting how you can just set your speed and it will automatically slow down or speed up according to what the person in front of you is doing. I recently, to drive this home, drove about 10 hours, and there was a point where I didn't have to touch a pedal for like 3 hours. It was amazing. So here's your adaptive cruise control, and there's just your regular cruise control. Set it, and you go the speed that you're already going. If we move over here, you have this very intuitive display. I'm really a big fan of it. You know, your home media comfort, Android Auto or Apple Play built right in. You can go vehicle and check out your rear view camera if you like. That's right what's behind us. If we look down here at these buttons, we have volume for our stereo, defrost, your heated steering wheel as well as heated seats, adjust your climate, air condition, recirculate the air, there it goes. And down here we have, of course, our window controls in the center, and those are there because these doors are removable, so there had to be less electronics built into the doors for the ease of removal. So yeah, super clean interior. I love these cloth seats. And of course, we have the built-in theft protection of it being manual transmission, so 95% of people wouldn't be able to steal it. That's awesome. We have a little bit of media in here. So USB-C, USB-A, auxiliary port. That's awesome. And yeah, here's essentially the driving experience. As you can see up in the roof, you've just got 4 of these knobs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the roof pops right out. And the doors that come out, it's a little bit more involved. You have to use some tools and undo some bolts. But if you want to take half the roof off, you can do it in a matter of less than a minute. So it's really, really awesome. Here on the door, we've got the door handle. Some more of this mesh netting for storage down here. Lock, unlock, adjust your mirrors. And here we have the adjustments for lights. By the way, tons of headroom if I'm leaning back here. Like, that's just fantastic. And I'm, between 6'2" and 6'3", and there's just so much room for me. And I'm sitting up as straight as I ever would, so that's awesome. Okay, so now for the personal story aspect of this video. I will tell you that I never ever planned on buying a new vehicle. Never mind from the dealership. Sorry. I thought, I'm gonna drive beaters until I die. I honestly did think that. Recently I went on vacation on which I had to drive about 800 kilometers to my location. And my old 2006 F-150 made it there just fine, but broke down once I was there. I went to start it, and I was having this horrible, earthquake-esque shaking. So I know my way around an engine. So I changed out the spark plugs, ignition coils, and so on. And no luck. So I decided to book an appointment with a mechanic in the nearest town. I Google Maps the shop, and I made my way about a 20-minute drive. And when I was 800 meters from the shop, my truck bellied up and died on me. So I pull over on the side of the road, and long story short, I had to pay a tow truck to pull it 800 meters for about $200. So, love that. And I got it to the mechanic shop, and they just said, your engine is completely seized up. We can't move it an inch. So we don't rebuild these because it's such a pain in the butt. So we can source you an engine, and after parts and labor of the engine swap, it'll cost you about $12,000 or $13,000. And I was like, okay, I paid $4,000 for this truck. Not a chance. So I took everything I could out of it, all those new spark plugs, injectors. I even took the battery out of my truck and have since sold that. And called one of those, we haul scrap cars, and I got like $300 for my truck. And then I'm left without a vehicle. So, you know what? I decided that it is so time. I'm so tired of every vehicle I've ever had, blowing up on me and having all these electrical issues, computer issues, sensors that cause the engine to run poorly. And I stay on top of the maintenance of my vehicles. I just have really bad luck with it, honestly. And so I thought, you know what, why not get something that's reliable, that's under warranty, that's rugged and built to kind of take a beating. And that's when I found myself in the dealership, and the rest is history. Vehicles that I've driven prior to this, include my F-150, a Dodge Nitro, a 1997 Saturn, and an SRT4 Neon. So now I'm just super amped up and excited. I remain humble. I don't think I'm the man for driving this vehicle at all. In fact, it's really expensive, and my insurance almost tripled in price after going from these 2006 and 97 vehicles to all of a sudden full coverage on something that is brand new. But I just like it so much. I never thought, I thought, I'm not going to pay, monthly payments for a vehicle. I don't need a nice vehicle. I need something to get me from A to B. But I've kind of found a new joy in life in driving this vehicle. Every time I park it, if I'm going into the grocery store, I catch myself turning around, walking backwards, looking at it in appreciation. Like, oh, it looks so nice. The only thing is, if I were to do it all again, I might not get it in black because it's really, really hard to keep clean. So you kind of notice each and every little, water droplet or streak mark or anything like that. Oh yeah, you got, by the way, your sound bar with your speakers in the roof of this vehicle. So when you take the roof off, the sound is still right here, right behind you, which I think is really cool. Get some of those ASMR sounds going. But yeah, it's really a comfortable vehicle for me, who is such a big guy. I feel like I have all the space in the world. And, there are parts of it that definitely feel a little bit less premium, but overall, like, my dad drove this, and he's like, I can't believe you'd buy a Jeep. God, they drive bad, because he drove one in, like, 1989. And he's like, oh, the short wheelbase, and it was just bouncing down the road, and he took this for a drive, and he was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So, that was cool to get, kind of the dad seal of approval, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I opted for the extended warranty in this vehicle, and I'm fully covered, both powertrain and any electrical or computer issues, for the next 8 years, which is how long I'm making payments for. So you can imagine the interest I'm paying on that. But you know what? I think you're paying for peace of mind, honestly, is what it comes down to. And again, I think it's just super badass. So guys, that is my review walkthrough of the 2024 Jeep Gladiator.